John Warner's full-time job at Argonne National Laboratory is testing the security strength of the world's most sensitive areas.
Oh, we do international nuclear safeguards. We break into real security systems.
His part-time job is changing the course of fictitious elections on real electronic voting machines that more than a quarter of American voters use.
These machines are modularly designed. So you have a touch screen, that's a module. And when I press the touch screen, that's going to send a signal to the CPU. Well, the CPU is going to respond back with something. And all I did is intercept that communication flow. If I like the vote, fine, let it go through. If I don't, I change it.
Warner manipulates voting information on the electronic machines using a small custom-made remote control device. If it sounds simple, that's because it is.
We believe that a very resourceful 12 to 13-year-old would be able to essentially produce these alien electronics that can hijack the machine.
Roger Johnston heads up Argonne's vulnerability assessment team.
I think our view of at least the voting machines that we've looked at is that there really isn't much security thought put into these devices.
Johnston says security concerns are not isolated to the way the machines are made.
Often the warehouses where these machines are stored have fairly weak security, but almost universally the machines are transported by third-party low-bid trucking companies where there's no background checks on these individuals. Often the machines arrive at a polling place and there's no one to sign for them or to take responsibility for their oversight. So there's often quite a period of time when these machines could be tampered with.
Johnston's group tested 2 different electronic voting machines out of about 12 different models.
We think that the type of attacks that we've demonstrated on these 2 machines would probably work on quite a number of other electronic voting machines. But we don't know that for sure. We simply haven't had the opportunity to try.
The 2000 presidential election in the United States was decided by several hundred manually entered votes in the southern state of Florida. The recount of those votes and problems in how the ballots were marked fueled a drive to have more electronic voting machines for the next election. Johnston says now, the closer the outcome of an election, the greater the role of just one electronic voting machine.
Well, in the 2008 senatorial race in Minnesota, Al Franken won by 312 votes. That's one voting machine. Tampering just a little bit with one voting machine could potentially have swung that election the other way.
Johnston says the problem is not isolated to the United States. The push for faster calculation of electronic results worldwide is driving up the demand for electronic voting machines. If those machines are not secure, Johnston says, it could cast doubt on the integrity of the election. Kane Fairbaugh, VOA News, Chicago, Illinois.